How does e-commerce work? It's really important to understand this because there's actually 9 steps in order to make money from the internet. I've packed a ton into this episode, and by the end you'll understand all the steps for e-commerce and know what the best options are for you. It can be complicated, especially when you consider that there are 9 steps for e-commerce, but I'll map it out so it's really simple, and there are shortcuts that you can take that actually simplify the process or package some of the steps into one. I'll wrap up this video with some of the tools that I use that make e-commerce really simple. All right, so let's talk about how to build an e-commerce website step by step. For that part of it, there are 6 steps here. Okay, step number 1 is your website. Now in a minute, I'm gonna share with you some shortcuts that will combine some of these steps. And when you learn that part, you'll learn you don't actually need a website, but I'll get to that in a minute. Your website is your brochure. It's where people come to learn about your products, learn about your services, see what the price is. They can watch the promo videos and they'll decide whether they want to buy or not. Okay, you know what a website is. Let's talk for a minute about how to create an e-commerce website. There are a lot of options, from WordPress to Wix, there's Squarespace, there's Shopify, there's custom programming, and then there's ClickFunnels. And I'm gonna propose that 9 times out of 10, ClickFunnels is gonna be the best fit. And by the end of this episode, you'll kind of understand why. The next step for building an e-commerce website is you need an SSL certificate. This is for security. An SSL certificate makes it so that all the important data like credit card information or anything like that is encrypted. It can be very complicated and confusing to set up, but there's companies that'll do that for you. And in a moment, I'm going to share with you another shortcut where you don't have to worry about that either. But it's a really important step. If you don't have an SSL certificate, you can be shut down. So how much does an SSL certificate cost? Well, here's the crazy part. It can range from $100 to $10,000, and guess what one you want? You want the better one. The cheaper ones don't work as well, and there's a lot of flaws in them. The more you pay, the more advanced it is and the more secure it is. Okay, but remember, there's a shortcut that I'll tell you about in a moment. So if you're doing all of this on your own website, you do need an SSL certificate on your website, but I don't recommend you install it yourself. Hire the hosting company that hosts your website to do it, or do a Google search for SSL certificate and find somebody to help you there. And just to mention it again, do I need an SSL certificate on your website? Well, you'll learn the answer to that in a moment, but the answer is absolutely yes, you need it. You need to encrypt that data or you can be shut down. Okay, I don't know if you could tell what this one is or if you guessed. Step number 3 is a shopping cart. Okay, so you can actually install shopping cart software on your website that's secured by an SSL certificate. So now you have the functionality on your website that you can add items to a shopping cart, whether it's one item or multiple items, and then you can go and check out. So how do you set up a shopping cart? Well, there's a question to answer right off the bat. Will people be buying one item at a time? Will they be adding multiple items to their shopping cart? How many items are you gonna have in your inventory? The more complicated this can be. So the hard way, if you actually install a full shopping cart on your website, that can be really complicated. It can be just as hard as an SSL certificate. But the easy way, I'll give you a hint, you can have PayPal and just put a buy now link. So the shopping cart actually resides on the PayPal website. It's not on your website, but the access point to it is on your website. So you just have a buy now button. When they click buy now, they go over to the PayPal website. And the PayPal website already has an SSL certificate, the big expensive one. So what is the best e-commerce shopping cart? Well, once you answer the question, am I gonna be selling one item or a few items or a whole assortment of items? I'm gonna share with you my opinion, and it's a very strong opinion from experience. I like to take shortcuts. I like to do things the easy way and the very best way. So when we're talking about SSL certificate, there's the cheap ones, the expensive ones. You can have the most expensive security, the best, the most secure security. You can have the best shopping cart, the one with the least amount of glitches. So you can find a shopping cart that takes care of the first 5 steps all in one. So if you use PayPal, that includes steps 2 through 5. And I'm gonna cover steps 4 and 5 in just a moment. Or you can use a website like Shopify. They provide the website and steps 2 through 5 as well. Okay, so what's step 4 and 5? Step 4 is a payment gateway. Okay, so when you have items in a shopping cart, you need a payment gateway and you need approval for this so that you can accept credit card information, right? And this needs to be secured by an SSL certificate. And in order to have a payment gateway, you need to have a merchant account. Okay, so you set up a merchant account, people buy something, they add it to their shopping cart, they enter their billing information, and then that money gets drawn from their card and gets deposited into your merchant account. Now the last step is you need to have a special type of bank account. You need to have a business bank account. Merchant accounts and payment gateways will only link and deposit funds into a business bank account. Okay, hold on just a minute. I just noticed you haven't subscribed yet. So go ahead and click that red button. Go ahead. All right, now let's continue. I'm going to share with you a secret that I used today that I wish I would have known in the beginning. In the beginning, I found PayPal, and I thought that was great, and it is great, right? It covers steps 2 through 5. It provides you the place where the money can reside. They take care of the payments, they take care of the purchase links, and you can have multiple items in your shopping cart, and they provide the security. It's really high level, very secure. But one thing that I don't like about merchant accounts is merchant fees. I don't like merchant fees. It's typically 3.6% when you add everything together. So on a $100 purchase, that's $3.60. That doesn't sound too much. On $1,000, that's $36. On $10,000, that's $360, and that's where I really start to get annoyed. I don't like paying $360 just for somebody to handle this transaction for me. So I have a shortcut for you. For your merchant account, if you use QuickBooks Online and you link that to your business bank account, you can send an invoice to somebody and require that they pay you by bank transfer. So it's like they're writing you a check instead of using their credit card. And guess what the merchant fees are? 50 cents. No matter what the amount is. So if I charge somebody $16,000, that's an amount that I remember. It's typically $700 if they pay by credit card. Now I only have to pay 50 cents of a merchant fee to get those funds directly deposited into my bank account. The customer pays, and 2 days later I get those funds, and they only charge me 50 cents. So there are other benefits to having a business bank account. First of all, you need to keep your personal funds and your business funds separate. Okay, that's for accounting, and your accountant will thank me for giving you that piece of advice. Also, to get a business bank account, you need to verify that you're a legitimate business owner. You won't be able to connect it to QuickBooks if you don't have a business bank account. So whether you do it the easy way or you set up each of these things individually, I mean, let's say for your payment gateway or merchant account, you use First Data. They're a big one. They won't deposit into anything but a business bank account. Also, it's helpful to the IRS for transparent reporting of your income, your revenue, and how much tax liability you have. And then here's a cool one that I learned from my client, Noelle Randall. I produce her YouTube channel, and one of her best performing videos is how to get business credit with poor personal credit. You can go check out that video up here. But when you have a business bank account and you've got a lot of revenue coming through there, it's really easy to get business credit, and it doesn't relate to your personal credit. It's kept separate. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so we've covered a lot, and you're probably wondering what those other 3 items are on that flip chart, right? Now you know the first 6 steps. That's what you need to set up an e-commerce website and be able to make money online. But if you really want to succeed online, there are 3 other ingredients, and these 3 ingredients are really my core area of expertise, so that's why I wanted to add them to my list of 6 and make them 9. Okay, so step number 7, you need to have traffic to your website, and I'm going to talk to you about that. Then you need to know how to turn that traffic into sales and convert those leads into customers. Okay, then the last step in your business is you need to fulfill on that. You need to provide good service to your customers. You need to provide them good products and fulfill on that, and oftentimes you'll get referrals that will lead to more traffic. If steps 7, 8, and 9 are important to you, you definitely found the right channel. That is what I love to teach. That's my core area of expertise. I've got another video I want you to watch right here. It's called How to Get 1,000 Subscribers on YouTube in 1 day. If you sell courses, if you sell coaching programs, or anything that's based around your expertise, you definitely want to watch that episode and master steps 7, 8, and 9. So what makes the best e-commerce shopping cart? Well, in my opinion, it's a shopping cart that does the most, right? If it just does 1 step versus does it do steps 2, 3, 4, and 5 all together. Now think about that for a moment. If my shopping cart is hosted on somebody else's website and they pay for the SSL certificate, they're going to pay for the really big expensive one, the one that's the most secure. Because they have so many customers, they can spread out the cost, and so the cost to us for that SSL certificate is almost negligible. So if you're looking for a really simple option that's really secure, go for something like PayPal or Stripe or even QuickBooks has a great option. The last question I want to talk about is, does ClickFunnels work for e-commerce or as an e-commerce website? And the good news is yes, because it's really, really simple. Now, there's a couple things that I need to share about website design, because I used to have a custom website design company. We used WordPress, we used Joomla. Now I completely shut down my web design company because that type of website is a thing of the past. So let me kind of explain. The goal of the website was to build an amazing home page and maybe a great about me page, and to have a testimonials page, and to have products pages and a blog page, okay? So that was our website, that was our brochure. And then we really wanted to rank that website on the top of Google. Okay, that was the mission, that was the goal, and it was really, really competitive. Well, today we get traffic from places like YouTube that will go directly to our landing page. Okay, so I'll talk about traffic in just a minute, but we have sources of traffic that are looking to buy from you, and we want to send them to a custom page. So that's why ClickFunnels is so important, is you send them to a landing page that's talking specifically to them. And yes, you can integrate with PayPal, you can integrate with Stripe, and so you can have e-commerce right in your funnel. So the focus of having a website in the past was you wanted a website so you could get traffic. Now we get traffic from a lot of other sources. So the purpose of the website is now conversion. So that's why we don't need Joomla or Wix or WordPress. And if you leverage my YouTube strategy, you'll generate a lot of leads that will come to your ClickFunnels website. I really want you to understand my strategy. So I want you to go watch this video next. It's how to get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube in a day.